There's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead. Haven't been on here for a while. I've been busy doing show after show after show. Just finished my last one yesterday for the year, so I'm kind of excited. So now I can get back to my homesteading stuff, if you would call it that, farmsteading. So one of the chores that I do this time of year is if you can see back here, these are wild rose hips. And I've been making my tallow salve and selling it like crazy, which is a really good thing. If you don't know what tallow is, it's rendered beef fat. And then I preserve that by putting it in hot mason jars, and it seals, kind of open kettle. And then I cook with it, and then I've been making a face salve with that. And my newest one, I've added castor oil to it. But first, I like to grind down dehydrated rose hips, and then also my dried lavender that I grow myself. And then when it's all infused, it cools down a little, and then I whisk around some castor oil in that, so it makes it ultra velvety smooth, and it's super good for your face. But with rose hips, little history behind these guys, I did a lot of research, and the best time to harvest these is after you get a really good hard freeze. Well, we've already had snow twice. Usually I come out here after it snows, and I leave them for a couple of days, and then I come and I harvest them. They're kind of a pain to harvest because wild rose bushes, if you've never dealt with those, have serious thorns. So first of all, you're going to need a container, definitely gloves, and then you just go to picking them very gingerly. I will show you up close these thorns. Don't know if I can put this right here so you can see them. And you have to be really careful with these, because once these poke you, it gets really sore and it can fester up and cause infections and all kinds of nasty stuff. So I just thought, I didn't have my YouTube channel yet when I did this last year, and so I thought I would show you what this is like. So I'm just going to continue picking these very gingerly, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, I wanted to show you, want to get the nice, bright, harder red ones. I don't go for these little mushy ones. These are kind of past their prime, so you can see what they do. Yeah, so just go for these nice red guys. So I almost waited too long to come out here and do this, and then I noticed, I totally forgot about it. I noticed that when I made my last batch of my tallow salve, which I put my ground up rose hips, hello, I just had a brain fart, in there. I'm like, oh, I'm getting low on these. Did not realize I had made as many of batches as I had, because I had 2 quart jars full. And I do have a video up on how I render my beef fat and turn it into tallow, and I also have a video how I make the salve. So you can go, I'll put those in the comments so you can go see how you do this. This one's a little past prime there. So it's kind of slow going, because you have to be careful of the thorns. That's the worst part of the whole thing. And then just try to grab as many as you can. I'll try to fill up at least 2 or 3 trays. The more the better. since I have been using this a lot. And the reason I use these is, if you don't already know, these guys have a super high concentration of vitamin C, which is crazy to me when I read about that. Much higher than any citrus. So there you go. So it's a really good thing. I don't like to go in the bushes too far here. There's a lot back in there. But we found a huge rattlesnake right here 2 summers ago, and I don't want to go in there. I'm sure they're hibernating right now, but I still don't want to go in there. Well, I'm starting to get sprinkled on. I didn't get very many, but probably half a tray full. But for right now, that's better than nothing. That's my motto. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope everybody's doing well. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm going to go in the house, and I'm going to go ahead and I just wash these really well. And then I try to pinch off these little ends right here. There you can see them. They have a lot of little hair fibers in there, and the less of those you get, the better. They're a little pokey. So yeah, that's all you do. Wash them off, put them in your dehydrator, and I dehydrate them until they are rock hard, and just keep rotating the trays like when I dehydrate anything. And then once they're dry, I just store them in a jar and then just use them as needed. You can also make tea out of these. It's supposed to be really good for you. You just, again, want to make sure whenever you're foraging anything that it is not sprayed by anything. A lot of folks, especially these older ranches, like to go around and spray these wild roses to kill them because they're super hardy, and they run rampant. So I know where I forage these out here that they have not been sprayed. So yeah, that's all there is to it. And then you can save them, like I said, for tea. You can make salves out of them. Just look up on the internet. There's a multitude of things that you can make with these. All right, so I can say I hope the sun is shining this time of year, but metaphorically, I hope the sun is shining for you. I hope you're all well, happy, and healthy. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.